What's up, motherfuckers? Mick Glockmoto, and I'm finally back. Sorry about the week hiatus, some shit went down, and that's actually what's going to be my topic today. Riding motorcycles without a license. So, I pretty much am self-taught, family-taught, friend-taught, when it comes to riding motorcycles. And, I've never, really cared about going to get my license. I mean, I just rode. I mean, that's just kind of how I was. And I mean, don't get me wrong, like, I think everyone should go and get their license. I mean, if you take one of, like, the safety classes or whatever that gives you your license, like, awesome. I mean, you'll learn maneuvers that could save your life potentially out on the road, because, a majority of the time it's not you, it's the other people in the cages around you. So, I mean, you have to think about that. But, my last video I talked about, and I was like, fuck the law. And what had happened was, it always starts with what had happened was. So what had happened was, I had literally just went to the grocery store. It was kind of nice out, and I was like, oh, fuck it, I'll squid my way down to the grocery store. And went there to pick up some food to take to work for lunch. And I got pulled over going a little bit fast. They said I was going 70 in like a 40 or 45, and that, like, I didn't yield or like use my signals to yield, but I was going straight on this road. Actually, I was on this road. And so I ended up getting pulled over, and I'm like, oh fuck, here I am. It's been years. I've never gotten pulled over without a fucking license. And I guess today's the day. I'm gonna get my fucking bike impounded. I'm gonna fucking, get all these fucking tickets. My insurance is gonna go up, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, I'm just the type of guy I am, and from my experiences, I'm not extremely fond of cops. I mean, it's just, I don't get along with them. And, I was respectful. I wasn't a dick or anything. I was like, yeah, I understand. Like, I kind of fucked up. And it seemed to be a deputy or like cadet, like brand new chick on the police force. And then it seemed to be, like her like superior, and that he was training her. So they ended up being really fucking cool. And all they did was give me a warning and told me to go the fuck home and take my course if I ever need to. Or, not, sorry, if I ever need to. Like, go, take my motorcycle license test. And I was like, yeah, totally. Actually, it's scheduled for the end of the month. So, I live in a small town, so I know that they recognize me when I'm riding, like, the big Death Squad sticker on my swing arm kind of, points me out from other people. And, so, I couldn't ride. I mean, I had to lay low. Like, I couldn't ride, and it fucking sucked. And, it's not like I couldn't even do anything to my fucking bike, because, I ordered cables for my bar, like, how I'm raising my bars, 16-inch apes, I ordered cables for that. And, I'm, really fucking stupid, and I ordered the wrong length. And, I ordered stock length. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking, but, I ordered stock length. And, so, that was $400 that I'd then have to, go and return, and had to order, new cables, which is going to be like another, like, $300, $400, $500, whatever it may be. But, I was just, it was kind of a fucking bummer, because, like, don't get me, like, or, like, don't take me as the person who's like, fuck it, I'm gonna run for the fucking cops. I mean, like, fuck it, man. Like, I know I fucked up, so I understand, like, they're just doing my job. I just don't like that they have to do that fucking job. The shit pisses me off, and it puts a damper on my fucking day. But, like I said, guys, I'm back. I went and took my fucking license test, and I passed it 100%, no errors. And, it was like a written test and a riding skills test, and I passed both with no answers wrong and no no points taken off through my skills test. So that's awesome. So, you know, I'm a officially licensed motorcycle rider. And, you know, just as a disclaimer, all of my previous recordings and video was all recorded in Mexico. That's where I was. I was not in my home state. I traveled all the way to Mexico. It was really cool. You know, it's a beautiful country down there, and that's where all my old videos are recorded. So, you know, that's in Mexico, not the US. So take that one to the bank. But, you know, like I said, if you're gonna ride a bike, go get your fucking license. I mean, it's really not that hard. The written test is common fucking sense. Like, if you have any, you know, like, I would say, like, you know, if you have, like, any knowledge of riding a motorcycle, or just, like, you know, how not to be a dick and kind of, like, how to protect yourself while you're out on the road, I think you'll be fine. I mean, it's really easy. Like, I did, like, the online study quiz, and that thing is fucking hammered dog shit. I mean, none of the questions are even remotely similar to what's on your actual written test. And, you know, with the skills test, if you're new to riding, I'd suggest taking it on a smaller bike. I mean, just because, you know, it's not, I wouldn't say it's harder to maneuver a bigger bike, because it's really not. I mean, it's just, it's pretty much mental skill, and, like, you know, kind of like how confident you are with riding that motorcycle. And so, like, if you're a new rider, I would suggest, like, getting a small bike, you know, like one of, like, the little, like, Harley Streets, or like a Honda Shadow, or like a Rebel even, you know, something like that. Kind of just to prepare yourself on a smaller bike, you know, ride that for a little bit. You'll start, like, you'll get a hang of, you know, like the U-turns and the quick stops and shit like that. And, you know, once you do that, you go there, and I think it's 5 parts of the riding skills test, as I think it was. It was like a quick stop. What else was it? It was a quick stop, a U-turn, like braking and then going into a curve. There had to have been a couple other things. Oh yeah, like a tight right turn, and doing that from a stop or some shit like that. Like, that's what it was. I'm pretty sure. I honestly, this was like not even a few days ago, and I don't remember. So you know, that's my bad. But, you know, moral of the fucking story is if you're like me and you ride like a fucking hellion, and you know, you're out, you're going fast, you're having fun, have your license. I mean, it's a lot better getting a fucking ticket than you know, possibly getting your bike impounded and fucking, you know, you can get arrested. I mean, that's how it is. Like, you can get your bike impounded, you can get arrested, you can fucking, you know, lose the privilege of actually getting. I need to get used to, like, you know, that there's not a 6th gear on this bike, and I always think there is. But you know, it's like, you know, you can get the like the, you know, like your actual, like, right to have a motorcycle license revoked for amount of time, and then, you know, insurance goes up and all this bullshit. So it's like, if you're gonna ride, get your license. I mean, it's just, it's the easier thing to do. Like, I mean, I got lucky. Like, I don't know how, because, like, cops just don't like me. And I mean, they just told me, like, hey, get home safe and get your license. Like, if we see you out again, you're gonna have an issue. And I was like, all right, I really respect that. That's awesome. I really appreciate it. Blah, blah. And, like, you know, I did as they asked. I fucking went home, put the bike up, and then moped around for a couple weeks. And so I'm sorry about not having a video last week. I was gonna, like, I need to do a flush on my primary oil. Like, I need to, you know, like, change my primary oil. But I was between work and trying to balance a relationship and family life and everything, you know. I didn't have time to make the video. So I'm back on track. Every Wednesday is my plan. And again, thanks guys for tuning in. This was Mick Lakamoto. as all my buddies in my apprenticeship classes love to hear me say, that was fucking metal as fuck. But support your local scumbag, keep the dirty side down.